Viewers, this story about the elephant and the old man, the power of silent friendship, is a deeply moving story about an unspoken, unbreakable bond between two souls, an elderly man and a wandering elephant. They don't speak the same language, they understand each other like no one else does. In a world full of noise, their silent friendships volumes. Please subscribe my channel and
Let me tell you a story about the unbreakable bond between an old man and a giant elephant. This story isn't just about friendship, but also about trust, courage, and selfless love. At the end of a quiet village, there was a small mud house. Grandfather lived in that house, 80 years old, frail but dignified, with a white beard, light brown wrinkled skin, wearing a blue kurta and a white dhoti. He always had a cotton towel around his neck, and his old glasses always slipped down his nose. His wooden stick creaked with every step. The villagers respected him, but they found his habits a little strange. Every morning, Grandfather would wake up early, drink his green tea, and head towards the forest with his stick. He carried a small cloth pouch with 4 or 5 ripe bananas. He grew these bananas himself in his garden, especially for Babu. He never spoke to anyone on the way, just kept walking to his own beat, as if someone was waiting for him. There was a strange urgency in his steps, as if the morning meeting was the most important thing for him. At the edge of the forest, an elephant was always waiting. Babu. He also recognized Grandfather's footsteps. Old, ash-gray, he had a white mark on his forehead and a deep cut on his right ear. His eyes had depth, as if he had seen many ups and downs in life. He walked slowly, and an old rope hung from his trunk. Perhaps that rope was a reminder of his old chains, but now he was free. Whenever Babu saw Grandfather, he gently tapped his trunk on the ground, as if he was saying hello. This was their special signal. Grandfather would sigh and sit down, leaning on his stick, and gently stroke Babu's head. There was both warmth and peace in that touch. He would say, "The bananas are sweet today. They'll remind you of your childhood." There was a unique sweetness in his voice. Babu would take the bananas with his trunk, chewing slowly, as if he understood everything. His eyes showed deep trust in Grandfather. Village children would sometimes peek from behind the bushes, whispering, "Grandfather talks to the elephant." They were amazed to see this unique friendship. The elders would laugh, "He's gone crazy." They didn't understand this relationship. But Grandfather just smiled. There was a look of contentment on his face, because he knew Babu wasn't just an animal, he was a friend. A companion who understood everything without words. But one day news spread in the village. Hunters have come, with guns and nets heading towards the forest. There was fear in the village. Grandfather, holding his stick, forgot his age and ran towards the forest, panting but determined, only one thought in his mind. Babu is in danger. There was both fear and courage in his heart. He took out his old bell and, reaching the field, closed his eyes and played that familiar tune. That tune was a signal for Babu. A few moments passed, and slowly Babu came out from behind the bushes, his trunk tangled in a net, blood on his leg, fear in his eyes. He was trembling, but seeing Grandfather, hope returned to his eyes. Grandfather stepped forward, his voice trembling but firm. "My child, I won't let anyone hurt you." He took out his cloth and wrapped it around Babu's wound, removing the net. There was both tenderness and concern in his hands. Just then, the hunters arrived. Black clothes, rifles, proud eyes. They considered themselves the masters of the jungle. "Old man, get out of the way, this is our prey." There was a threat in their voice. But Grandfather, hands trembling but eyes sharp, stood his ground. "This is my friend, my family." His courage surprised everyone. Babu trumpeted loudly. The ground shook. There was a warning in his voice. From the bushes, monkeys and a deer joined him, standing beside Grandfather. The jungle animals also became witnesses to this friendship. Suddenly, forest rangers arrived. Green uniforms, guns, helmets. Their presence startled the hunters. "Hunters are illegal! Arrest them all!" The echo of justice spread through the jungle. The hunters tried to escape, but they were caught. The villagers breathed a sigh of relief. Babu lowered his trunk, gently placing it on grandfather's shoulder, as if saying, "You are my greatest protector." In that moment, the bond between them deepened even more. Grandfather, with tears in his eyes but smiling, whispered, "Friendship isn't about words, it's about the heart." There was both pride and peace in his eyes. After that day, the village changed. Respect and affection for animals grew in people's hearts. Every evening, children would gather, and Babu would sit beside grandfather's house, calm but full of love. He had now become a member of the village. A quiet friendship teaches the world that even without words, true relationships speak the loudest. This story reminds us that in true friendship, age doesn't matter, nor does caste, nor language, only the voice of the heart is the greatest.